Hello everyone, my name is Antasil, and today we'll be playing as the United Kingdom. This is a bit of a special video because I'm doing a subscription raiser. I need subs. So that's the title of this video. I need 1,000 subs. Now maybe you're thinking, why does he need 1,000 subs? Does he need the money, the advertising, or whatever? It's just that YouTube Studio gives you more possibilities if you have more subs. I'm close to 500 right now, and that will make me allowed to post polls and community posts, and there's more options on the way. So that's what I want to do. I just want to do more stuff. I don't really need the advertisement. This is my hobby, not my day job. I have a job, and it's actually quite a good job, so that's all fine. So in this video, I will get me 1,000 subs, like the floating tubs, these guys, and rule the seas with them. While that is extremely boring, I guess, I will also go for the Imperial Federation as a democracy. Getting the Imperial Federation as a democracy is a bit of a long process. That long process allows me to build my 1,000 subs. And consequently, it will set us up for a longer game against the Axis, Soviet Union, and Japan. So let's get cracking. First, we will, of course, research 1936 subs. And other than that, we'll go for mechanical computing, basic machine tools, and construction 1. We'll start with building a few civilian factories before we go into dockyards. Not sure if we actually will go into dockyards, but it's possible, We'll get rid of the light tanks, the interwar fighters, and the interwar bombers. And just put things on guns here. We also want trucks for our supply later. 2 will do. And the second one on support equipment. This will be fine for now. We'll finish all of the ships that are done, and then we'll start building our submarines. Once you've done the Imperial Conference, it takes a while to form the Imperial Federation, so we'll try to get there as soon as possible. So we'll go for reinforce the Empire first. Just rush for it. We have an army, and we'll just gather everyone on London and see what we can do with it. And convert everyone to the colonial garrison to well, keep things simple at the start. And we'll also gather up all of the Air Force on London area. While we wait for the first focus, let me tell you something about the subscriptions. I have almost 500, and some of my videos get 3,000 to 5,000 views. So either I'm getting the wrong audience, or I'm just not begging you guys enough to click that subscribe button. And you might think that doesn't really matter, but it does matter to the channel. I don't need to become a subscription or a comment or like hunter like some of the others. I just want to be able to do nice stuff. This is a hobby after all. So subscribe, comment, and like my videos, and you'll be helping me out immensely. Reinforce the Empire is done, and we'll go for service overseas, and after that we'll do the other one, encourage colonial elite. Also, we have more than 135 political power, and we'll get the silent workhorse. We need to hoard quite a bit of political power for the Imperial Conference. Here's the abdication crisis. We'll just let Edward abdicate, and we'll get George instead. And here he is, King George VI. One of the things I see other YouTube channels do when they are hunting for subscriptions is to promise certain stuff that people want. Well, I can't place polls yet, so I'll just have to gamble what people want. For 500 subs, which I almost have, I'll post an Austria Hungary video. I already have it, so I know that's coming. For 750 subs, I'll do an Albania World Conquest. Yes, that should be spicy. And for 1,000 subs, the goal I have for, well, this summer really, I will go for the Ottoman Empire. And the achievement, hardly ever anything Sevres. One of the more difficult paths in the game, and possibly the most difficult achievement there is. So there's my promise. Subscribe and help me get to 1000 subscriptions and you will get your hardly anything Sevres. Colonial elite is done and we'll go for Commonwealth ties. But meanwhile, Commonwealth ties is done and I'll develop the Raj. I'll help the French defend against Italy here, against Germany here, and I'll put some basic defense here in Africa and against Ethiopia. That should do it for now. Let's create an intelligence agency. Might prove useful later. Develop the Raj is done. We can't go for Indian independence and, well, we don't want to. We'll go for Indian autonomy to make them like us more. Indian autonomy is done and we'll do development in Australia, development in South Africa, development in Canada, and development in New Zealand. Guard of Spain spawns. I see this more and more often these days. And there goes Stanley Baldwin, and we now have Mr. Chamberlain. France wants to join the Allies, I'll just let them. If you really want to go safe, I can guess you can refuse them so you won't get drawn into any wars. But that would be boring. With France and the Allies, we can now deploy some armies on strategic positions such as over here on the, well, not the Italian border, but like a fallback line behind the Italian border. This is a red supply zone. The French always get pushed back here, and I'll defend the river line for them. The other army will go on the Belgian border, and we'll just hope for the best there. Meanwhile, develop New Zealand is done, and we'll hold the Imperial Conference. I'm building some extra dockyards just to get to my 1000 subs. We're not there yet by a long shot. Here's the Imperial Conference. Imperial Federation will take a long time before we can actually do that. So let's head on over to our economic focuses. Limited rearmament. Now we open the Decisions tab and the Imperial Conference will pop up here. You have to do this by yourself. Click all of these decisions. Start with Imperial Trade. Spend tremendous diplomatic effort to persuade the Dominions to agree, and hopefully they agree. Now all the other decisions don't really matter. It's all about Canada rejects our trade proposal. Doesn't really matter. We just need the last one, but we need to build up carefully. There's a lot of acceptance, and now we will discuss the Imperial Federation. Canada accepts, Australia accepts, Dominion of India accepts, that's always the risky one. New Zealand accepts, South Africa accepts, and we are all successful. A monumental occasion for the Empire. Great! So what does that mean? All the Dominions have agreed to become part of the Imperial Federation. So they get daily autonomy progress gain -3, that's a lot, so their autonomy will lower of all of these guys. Once they are all ready to be annexed, then we can do the Imperial Federation focus. Keep in mind that once in a while you have to lower autonomy of your colonies, otherwise they will not keep lowering. I haven't been saving up political power for that, and I should have done that, so that'll cause some delays. Sadly enough, the Czechs are on their own. At some point, to keep track of historical events, I should probably guarantee Poland. Now that the dominions are colonies, I can actually build in them. Germany declares war on Poland. Here we go. We join the war and we can invite Poland to our faction. Being hammered here in Africa. We get the Netherlands and Belgium in our faction. It's your time to shine, boys. Let's see if we can hold the line here. Netherlands has already capitulated. We get a free Winston Churchill, no Chamberlain anymore. Getting pushed back here. is to be expected. Running the risk of encirclement here with these tanks breaking through. Alright, time to Dunkirk out of here. Well, not through Dunkirk, but Dieppe. France has capitulated. This apparently also means bad news for my troops in... What the hell? I can't even attack Vichy this way. So I'm locked in here. That's not good. Meanwhile, everyone is on being a colony. What that means, the Imperial Federation is now available. And here is the Imperial Federation. Glorious new flag, Commonwealth of Nations, and we have it all. Well, India is not a core state, but we got a lot of cores anyway. Let's continue with going for military training. Do note that at this time you have 88 extra divisions. A lot of them are pretty crappy, and they're all over the world. On the other hand, we do have more factories than we know what to do with, some extra fleets even, might get even more subs, and well, we're geared up for a huge war. And we'll start researching the better tanks. We'll wait for the Germans to declare war on the Soviets, and then we'll D-Day the hell out of them. Sending my secondary subfleet over to Southeast Asia. I'm sure it will be useful there later. We have 40 experience. Usually that's enough to arm a big, nice medium tank the way I like it. So let's go for medium cannons, Freeman turrets, radio, well, sure, improved radio, and additional machine guns, Christie suspension, welded armor, diesel engine, and 8-4. Alright, Japan declared war on the Philippines. We'll declare war immediately and invite the United States. That's good. Now we have this second gigantic subfleet. They're stationed in Singapore, and we'll set them on convoy raiding around the Philippines and the Dutch East Indies just to get some harassment going. Going to stay away from East China and Mariana region. There's usually a lot of naval bomber activity, and we don't want to lose too many subs. Kind of expected the Germans to go after the Soviets already. Guess they're a little late. Maybe Greece has to be out first. Ah, here we are. And we'll let that roll for a bit, and then we'll invade the European mainland. We'll start with this for now. It's a 24 width. Make it elite. And we'll add maintenance and single companies later, and possibly something else. Now here's the thing. Here's those motorized divisions, and we'll turn them into the tanks division. Should look a little something like this, these preparations. Once again, I'm losing my port here, and I really don't want to. Wow, made an encirclement of 4 Italian divisions here out of the blue. Cool. And we have fighter free in 1941. Alright, take speed down. Let's go. Fire away, boys. Well, we're seeing green bubbles, so this might work here and there. The important thing is that we're pretty much invading all over, and not just on a single spot. So we are landing at places. Calais here, which isn't a port, and the tile beneath it is also not a port. We landed in Groningen. Let's support Leeuwarden. And there are 23 divisions here. This is a good moment to see if the tanks are ready. Let's see how good these tanks are. Well, this seems optimistic, but this will help. They are now encircled on one tile and we can destroy them all. And we did. One entire army, bye-bye. D-Day in 1941, that's not too bad. Alright, I always forget, do the Germans have military access to Vichy France? No, they don't. That means I might be able to encircle them against the Vichy border. Let's at least try. That's a nice encirclement. Let's finish it off. Under heavy attack here. This isn't as easy as it looks at some point. Well, here we have this portion cut off. As long as Vichy stays out of the war, I should be able to close in on this. So I'll just annihilate this pocket. And that's another gorgeous pocket I'm cleaning up here. I gotta say, I'm not used to doing late game D-Days. This one is doing quite alright. And there's the liberation of Paris. Hey, Vichy has somehow disappeared. Okay. That does leave a gap in our front line. Let's put the Marines up there. Here you can already see the importance of encircling instead of pushing back. I am doing both, and you can see that with the line shortening of the Germans, they just get more and more troops on it. So we'll have to stick to encirclements. See if we can reach Besançon. Ah, the banana event. Pretty much done with everything that's important. I'll just go to naval production to get my 1000 subs. Oh yeah, I'm in this for the 1000 subs, so if you haven't subscribed yet, you leech, subscribe! Just imagine I'm going to own the Ottomans like I'm owning this game here. You want to see that, don't you? You know you do. Naval invasion on Japan is launching. It should be alright. We got Breda. So now we can finish off these guys. And we linked up the entire front here. Alright, let's monitor the Japan invasion. Well, it's a kind of busier here than I expected, I'll grant you that. So, and this one is immediately repelled, that's not good. It's very busy here in terms of Japanese troops. So let's try to get at least Hiroshima. Alright, looks like we can actually get this port. But it's not going to be a quick and easy victory in Japan like I'm used to. Nice. Something new and exciting. And these two have to hold and then we'll be alright. And now it's time to advance. Twelve Italian divisions, that's always nice. And this is a nice encirclement, the Köln pocket. A few divisions, not too many, but It's very difficult terrain, and we need it to get all the way south here. So let's finish it off. Over here, I'd like to get more or less over to Frankfurt, Stuttgart, and cut off this entire area. We actually made the encirclement here. It's not really an encirclement since these guys can still escape to over here, but at least they're cut off from their capital. Warsaw liberated, Soviets are on the move. Will it be a race to Berlin? Well, tanks are moving in. This is risky, I'm not having enough cover in my back, but I'm counting on the Germans to be weak enough to not be able to plug those holes, and in fact I now have the entire Maginot area with Saarbrücken, Metz, Nancy, Sedan, Luxembourg, Bitburg cut off. And we're finally cleaning this pocket. That took a while. Thanks to the Americans though, I wouldn't have attacked them myself. Closing in on Berlin. And we have Berlin. Ah, good. We got him. Alright. Someone took Taiwan. That's fine. Take all states, unselect Okinawa and do a supervised state there. And I took pretty much all of Japan myself. China is for China. I satellited North Korea and I puppeted Japan here. So how's Italy doing? Well, not so hot. Germany on 99%. Soviets are... Oh, the Germans capitulated to the Soviets. That sucks. Bulgaria became major. And that's Bulgaria and the entire Axis, and I have the most war score. Yay me! Well, that's the peace deal. I suppose it could be worse. Soviets puppeted some states. Quite a few actually. Silesia, Kashubia, Czechoslovakia, Poland. I got Germany, Italy, Hungary and Bulgaria are my puppets. But they're democratic puppets, so they're not that useful. Well, we have a very chunky Commonwealth of nations now. We are over here, and we are over here, and we are over here. Fascism has been eliminated from the world, except maybe from places like this. The other goal we had, getting 1,000 subs, we have 585, and it will take far too long to actually complete that. So there is only one thing for it. I'm going to ask you to subscribe to my channel. Get me those 1,000 subs. Do me that slight favor, and in return, YouTube Studio will give me more options and I can do polls and community posts and do so much more for you as a YouTuber. In addition, I would also like you to comment and like these videos and my other videos if you are so inclined. All these things just help out the channel by determining that you like these videos and then recommending them to similar players, getting me more exposure and more subscriptions. That's the way the algorithm works, and that's why all these YouTubers are constantly begging for attention. I usually don't do that, but this video I'm going all in. I'm going to beg you to subscribe. I'm going to order you to subscribe. I'm going to convince you to subscribe. Please subscribe. If you do, and I reach 1,000 subscribers, I will do the Hardly Anything Sevres achievement. Before that, on the 500, I will do the Austria Hungary video. And on 750, I will do a world conquest with Albania. So you know what you're doing it for. Subscribe, convince all your friends to do the same, and thanks in advance. I love you guys. Well, this is it for the Commonwealth of Nations. I thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.